Warning. This show is intended for entertainment purposes only.
Are we still doing this?
Nothing you hear on this show should be taken seriously. This show contains a high volume of satire, sarcasm, and fantasy. It is a comedy show and should be treated as such. Nothing you hear should be treated as factual. Everything said is opinion, and nothing is more than an opinion. This show is also intended for mature audiences and may contain mature content.
Please don't sue us.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 280 of The Brink of Sanity. It is just me and Mark today.
Yes! So this should be a very lame show, as it's just the two of us. What's going on, Jay?
Not too much. Another craptastic week, and here we are.
Okay, so I want to give Jason a little bit of shit to start the episode. Last weekend, we were supposed to do a Nick show on Sunday night, and Jay said, I can't do it Sunday night. Fine. Now, we're doing a show, the Brink show, on Sunday night, and Jay said this show has to be over by 9:30 tonight because he's got something else he has to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay is prioritizing Game of Thrones over the show.
I think this is alternative facts.
I think when you said 9:30, you're like, oh, because Game of Thrones is an hour, so I want to start watching Game of Thrones immediately after the show's over. Jay, are you putting Game of Thrones over Brink of Sanity and the Knicks podcast, for that matter?
This is not about Game of Thrones. I'm actually watching Game of Thrones tomorrow.
Sure you are. So if I give you spoilers tomorrow morning, you'll be like, oh, you're spoiling it for me. I didn't watch it last night, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'll be very angry if you give me spoilers tomorrow.
What's going on after the show at 9:30 that you have to stop at 9:30?
I just have a lot of chores to do before I go to bed.
Take us through your life. What are your chores you got to do on Sunday night?
Really, nobody wants to hear about me paying bills and all that garbage.
Tell us more, Jay. Tell us your style. Let's hear more.
I have to pay bills. I have to do some cleaning. I have to iron some clothes. Really exciting stuff. I mean, definitely show-worthy material here.
Do you have like do you and your girlfriend break up bills, or do you do all the bills? Or are you in charge of all the bills?
No, I mean we both have our own stacks of bills.
Do you write paper checks, or do you do everything online?
Almost everything's online. I mean, for some reason, landlords haven't figured out how to get rid of the check thing. Yeah.
Do you have stuff on autopay? Like I have my cable bill on autopay, so it's like easy. My phone bill's on autopay.
The only thing, my cable bill, I charged to my credit card just so I could get points, and then I pay off the credit card that month.
I do everything on credit card. I put everything on credit card so I can get all the points because I figure that's the only way I'm going to get any deal in life is getting the points. Like,
yeah,
I think the credit, like the person who's taking the payment gets. I think the credit card charges them like 2%. So you're kind of screwing them over because you want points.
Yeah, I feel no love lost for credit card companies. They ruined my life for about 10 years, so I don't feel bad.
No, you're benefiting the credit card company. You're screwing over whatever company you're paying with the credit card. You're screwing them over. So the credit card company become a behemoth and have all this money. Like every time you pay a bill, you're like, here, credit card company, you get 2% of this.
Well, the only thing I do that for is my cable, and Time Warner went in and out every single day for 9 straight days, so don't really.
Do you call Time Warner to get money off your bill for that?
No, it was only like an hour here, 2 hours there. It wasn't like if it was out like 24 hours, I would have called. But what am I going to say? Like, can you give me 2/24 of 1 day off the bill?
I used to call for those kind of things. They'd give me a full day for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd call it because I'm like, I want them to understand how shitty of a service they have because I want to call every time it goes out so they know how annoying to get my phone calls. Just fix your goddamn service.
Oh, I was flipping out the other day because I have to I called a couple times and they keep saying like there's an outage in your area and it'll come back soon, and it will. But then the next day the same thing happens. So I try to call up and at first when you call up they just do the automated thing. And
the automated thing is the most annoying thing. I assume at one point in my life, if I ever kill myself, it's going to be during an automated answering customer service thing.
Yeah, because what they do is they say there's an outage in your area, it'll be back up soon, and then like you can't go any further, and it's like, do you want anything else? And I'm like, yes. And then they just go back and repeat the message, and they're like, what do you want? And I was like, customer service, and they just kept repeating the same message, and I'm like, human, customer service, human. I was just going back and forth screaming that over and over.
My favorite part of it? My favorite part is they're like, to get you the right person, we'll ask for some helpful information. They ask, can we have your address? Could we have your mother's maiden address name? Could we have your phone number? You're like, you give all that, and then you answer, and then someone picks up, and they're like, hi, can you give us your address and your name? Right. Who the fuck was I talking to on the automated system?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we don't get any of that information. Why the fuck am I telling that person then?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's supposed to direct you to the right person. Okay, I have an outage with my my cable. Oh, I have to transfer you to a different department. What the fuck?
And then that person asks your name and your information.
I once flipped on the person because I was like, you have that information already. No, sir, we don't. But I gave all the information to the automated system. Sir, I don't have that information. You have to verify with me. Why am I giving it to the automated system? Sir, I'm not involved in the automated system. Sir, what? Can I kill you? Sir, you have
My dad told me he did that same exact thing last week. He's like, you know I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I didn't already give the information to somebody else. So, like, let's stop with this.
My favorite part also is they're like, dude, like, you're like, can I speak to your supervisor? And, like, it takes forever to convince them to put a supervisor on you, and you're always thinking, like, the supervisor can, like, do something. And the supervisor, the supervisor is just like, hey, let's switch phones, and you be the supervisor, and I'll be your supervisor.
Right.
You never actually get one. Like,
no, and then that person asks for your name and your address and information.
Yeah, and they're always like, we're so sorry, we cannot believe this problem is happening. Oh, what can you do about it? Well, I'm not authorized to do anything about it, but I'm sorry, and go fuck yourself. Thank you.
Can you unplug your modem again for the fourth time?
I love also that's my favorite thing is they always ask you, is it plugged in? Yes, I am not.
I actually understand that one because I guarantee they get a dozen calls a day from people who don't have it plugged in.
It's like plugged in. Can you restart? They take you to the most basic things. You're like, can I just check something? Like just like say like, can you? The automated system ask me if I'm retarded. If I say no, you don't ask me these questions.
Yeah, you know what? I guarantee 60% of their calls are solved by that though.
Like, can I just like take a test, like some kind of some test that'll prove to you that like I will do all these things prior to calling you. I'll restart it prior to calling you.
I do that when I get on the phone. As soon as I get on, I say, listen, I restarted my computer, I reset the modem, I did all that fun stuff, so can we skip to like step 5? And they usually
step 5 is we'll have to send someone out because all I don't know how to tell you is to restart your system.
Yes, that's usually the way it is, yeah. And then they're like, okay, we can send somebody out between 9 and 5. And I'm like, well, I'm not home between 9 and 5. And round we go.
They're like, well, can you, if you just tell me what time, I'll make sure I'm home. And then, okay, we'll be there between 10 and 6. When do you work? Those hours. I'm going to take the entire day off of work. Do you mind?
Everyone started doing that. I tried to make a doctor's appointment the other day, and they're like, yeah, the doctor works from 9 to 5. And I'm like, okay, can I have a 12 o'clock? And they're like, he takes lunch during that hour. I was like, so he's only going to work while I'm working, and he's taking lunch when I take lunch. Thank you for that.
I had something I had to go to the doctor for. I had you ever get any cysts? You know what a cyst is, right?
Yeah, luckily I have not gotten one yet.
You've never gotten a cyst?
No.
Some people apparently are prone to it. I am more prone to it than I guess you are. I have a couple cysts in my body where I have a cyst on my shoulder, but it doesn't bother me. It's just there. It's been there for so many years, and it's not a big deal. And like if they don't bother you, not a big deal. You don't do anything about it. But I suddenly had a cyst on my back that was just like painful. Mm-hmm. It was just like I'm like shit. I have to go to the doctor. I know I have to go to the doctor. My wife gets them also, so she was like, "You have to go to the doctor for this. Like you cannot wait." I was like, "Oh, I'll go. Maybe I'll just see if it goes away on its own." She basically made me a doctor's appointment for the next day. She was like, "You're going to the goddamn doctor."
Well, they could grow it in some instances, right?
They could what?
Grow in some instances.
Yeah, they can grow. Actually, like the doctor said, like they can get as big. He's taking ones out there like as big as golf balls, which is I don't know how you would. How would you wait in something as big as a golf ball in your body before you go to the doctor? I don't like going to the doctor, but I would go before it gets golf ball size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of insane. But the bigger thing was it's like I'm like, I have to miss like 4 hours of work because I want to go to the doctor. She's like, yeah, that's what you have to do. Like, it like just takes you get there. They're like, oh, could you fill out all this medical stuff, which like, and then you have to wait a half hour, and then the doctor finally see it. Everything takes so goddamn long.
Yeah, everything. I mean, I ordered a package the other day, and they said, well, the package just never showed up. So I do the tracking, and they say missed package, delivery notice sent. There was no delivery notice, like missed package notice on my thing. So I scheduled for a redelivery, and the redelivery didn't show up, and there was no, like, I don't think they even tried. And so then I called, and I'm like, look, I need this package. You know, they're not sending missed slips. They're not delivering it. What's the deal? And so, of course, like, well, you have to come get it yourself because we're the post office. So, come get it yourself. So I was like, all right, where is it? It's like the third closest post office from my apartment. It's not. I had to pass 2 other post offices to get to it.
Do you start contemplating, do you really, really need this? You're like, I know I ordered and paid for it, but do I really need this?
I did have one of those moments where I'm like, well, maybe I could just cancel it and order it again instead of like making a trip. So first of all, because I have kids, you buy so much just crap for your kids. Mm-hmm. And I swore I would not be. I don't think I swore. I just never thought I'd be the parent buying like just so much crap, but you just. I haven't figured out how to not do this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my son wanted some kind of like water bottle, has a spray on it. It sprays and it's a water bottle. Woohoo. And so when you get one for him, you have to get one for your daughter. If you get one for one kid and you don't get it for the other kid, you basically might as well just shoot yourself in the foot. Because like they'll just like the other one will lose their goddamn mind if you get for one person, not get the other. Right.
So we ordered a green one for him and a pink one for her. They show up and they're both green. And my wife and I are like, well, we ordered. And I look back at the order, and the picture is pink, but they like in like little letters it said colors may vary. Why is the picture pink then?
That's funny.
And then we're like, well, I could return it, but then like I have to package it up, mail it back because it's through Amazon, but it's not like the cool thing with Amazon. The one cool thing, if you buy something right through Amazon, it's like if it's like $10 or less. And you want to return the order, Amazon will just say, keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get something free for $5, buy it on Amazon, say I'm going to return it, and Amazon's like, fuck it, we don't want it back. But it was a third party retailer, which meant I had to like box this thing up, go to the post office. I'm just like, honey, do you like green? Green's a girl color. You like green, right? We just convinced her to keep the green one.
Well, I mean, it's the same as that gift now, so maybe that worked out.
Yeah, I'm like, it's the exact same one. Whatever, they're not gonna get confused. Like,
now they can't fight over it.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They'll still. We've done that before, though. We get them the exact same thing, and they still fight over like one of them. And you're like, you literally have the same thing, yet you're fighting over. It's amazing what kids can fight over. Maybe it's just my kids are like extra special when it comes to like fighting over things.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. When I went to the doctor for the cyst, mm-hmm. They give you some cream. They have to like after they basically poke a hole in it, squeeze some like nasty juice out of it, and then like it's like an infection. So they give you this like antibiotics to take and like this antibiotic cream to put on it, and they're like you have to put the cream on there 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. So I'm like in the morning, my wife could put it on. It's like in the middle of the back where I can't really reach myself.
Right, of course it is. Of
course, yeah. Like it's like I can't really reach. So I'm like. The morning and the night, my wife could just do it for me. I said to the doctor, I'm like, well, what if I just put it on twice a day? He's like, you should put it on 3 times a day. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to ask my coworkers to put it on my naked back. I'm just not going to do that.
Right, it's like, hey, Fred from accounting, can you put this cream on my open cyst?
Steve, you know how we both like the Knicks? Could you rub my naked back?
we have that kind of relationship, right?
Yeah. You know. Here's a question. Let's say we work together, Jay. Mm-hmm. You know me for a long time.
Yep.
Would you have me rub something on your naked back?
No. I wouldn't even think of asking you.
There's no way. Even if you were like, you know what the best part would be? The best part is that like if I did ask you and you're like, fuck, fine, I'll do this, and you did it, and I was like, okay, you have to do this every day for the next 7 days.
Or then I get one and I ask you to do it, and you're just like, no.
No, I don't feel like
your
we're close enough to do that. What if your dad asked you to do that? Would you do that for your dad?
I would, but I feel like he wouldn't ask me.
You feel like your dad would like just not ask you?
Yeah.
I think I'd ask my son to do that. I've taken care of him. I've raised him from the time he was a baby.
Well, the age difference is different. Like your son is pretty much like your slave right now.
Oh no, I wish he was my slave. I think you got the roles reversed. I'm his slave. But what's the age difference? Like, what's the difference?
I don't know. I feel like a 5-year-old isn't as grossed out of things like that. You know, like I feel like he wouldn't care. Whereas like I would get skeeved out, but a 5-year-old would probably be like, "Cool."
By the way, my daughter still like every other day she's like, "Daddy, let me see your nose." Oh, it's looking better. Yes, thank you. Let me look at it again, Daddy. Like every day she's like.
Awesome.
So what's going on with you, Jay? So how is ironing?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I love doing that.
You know what do you supposedly you can get iron-free shirts? Do you have any iron-free shirts?
I've heard of them, and I am definitely looking into them because this is turning into quite the chore.
I feel like they're just lying. There's no way they're really iron-free.
Well, I'm going to buy like one or two to try it, and if it works, I'm going to start replacing my wardrobe because this sucks.
You try it. If it's good, I'm going to get iron-free shirts too. But I don't really get dressed up that often. You have to get dressed up every day for work, right?
Yeah, I got one of those jobs where it's like I meet nobody important, but I got to look the part just in case.
Yeah, that's one of the good things. My job is that you're meeting no one important. You can wear whatever you want, which is unlikely as an adult.
Yeah, it's the way it should be, though.
It's the way it should be. What's the? If you're not meeting it with anyone, why can't you be in shorts and a t-shirt at work?
Nobody cares what I look like when I'm working.
If they told you, Jay, there's no dress code at work, we don't give a shit what you're wearing unless you're meeting an important person, which will probably fucking never happen. Mm-hmm. What would you wear to work?
T-shirt and jeans.
Would you wear shorts?
Probably not.
Why not? If I was going to meet you at I don't know, I'm meeting you at a park, but let's say I'm meeting you at a park to go find what's the thing you hunt?
Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm going to hunt Pokemon with you tomorrow afternoon. What would you be wearing? Shorts, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's the summer, so why wouldn't you wear shorts to work?
It's a good point. And before we get a bunch of emails, I stopped doing the Pokemon thing a while ago.
Oh. Why is it no longer cool to do it?
I don't think it was ever cool to do it.
It was cool for like a half hour. I don't know if it's cool, but a lot of people are doing it for like a half hour.
Yeah. No, it's pretty much the same thing over and over, and they made some things impossible to get, and the whole point is to collect them all. And I'm like, well, if you're going to make some that are impossible, then that defeats the whole purpose of the game, so I'm just going to stop playing. I
imagine you've looked into this, done some research. If you get all the Pokemon, what do you get? Is there a prize outside of Pokeworld? You get...
No, you just have them all. So even if you get them all, there's nothing, but, they also made it impossible to get them all, so...
Well, I get they want to make it really hard, I guess.
No, they made it impossible.
So no one online has gotten them all. There's not, some 8-year-old boy that got them all.
I mean, are you counting cheaters? Some people, switch their GPS on their phone to make it look like they're all over the world. Basically, what they did is they made a few of them where you can only get it in certain, there's one only in Europe, one only in Asia. And,
okay. So, why didn't you get one when you were in Thailand?
Well, that's what I emailed them. I said, if you're going to make these things only available in certain parts of the world, you should actually make it available when you go to certain parts in the world. And they sent me an email implying that I was cheating and spoofing my GPS.
Wait, you got an email back from Pokemon accusing you of being a fraud?
Yeah, so I uninstalled the game.
Hey, I can't believe they even replied to you.
And then I emailed them back, and I said, no, I literally went to Asia, and I still couldn't find this stupid thing. And they sent me another stock response, basically accusing me again of cheating. So yeah.
I'm surprised there's customer support for this game?
Yeah.
Why would there be customer support? It's a free game. Can you spend money in the game? Is there
I mean, most games have. I mean, even Candy Crush, you can buy.
Right. No, I'm saying
power-ups and stuff.
I know that's how these games make money. People, I can't believe people in free games pay all this money. But like, so there are things you can buy in the Pokemon game.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff you can buy.
Wait, what can you buy? I've never played any of these games, so I don't know what you could buy.
You can buy extra balls to catch the Pokemon. You could buy extra space.
Okay.
So you have a certain amount of Pokemon you could catch, so you can buy more space.
If you're paying money, I guess they should have customer support. But you email the customer support, and what does the email say? They just say like, why did they think you were cheating?
I don't know. I guess they found it completely out of the realm of possibility that somebody from America would have went to Asia. I don't know.
Oh, so you asked them like I was in Asia and I didn't see any, or what did you ask them?
I said I was in Asia for 2 weeks. I didn't even see one. It's not like I saw one and didn't catch it. I didn't even see one. I said, why are you making it impossible to catch these things? And and they pretty much accused me of cheating.
By the way, if you have to go all over the world, like you can't just be a gamer. You have to be like a rich, privileged gamer.
Yeah. That's another reason.
So it's basically just like life. To really win, you have to be rich.
Yeah, pretty much. Pokemon is very accurate to life.
And when you complain, they're like, "Shut the fuck up, peasant."
I mean, pretty much. I guess I would have had to have been in Asia for a month or two to catch this thing.
I was in Asia, and we know what you do for a living. You can't afford to go to Asia. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, Pokemon. You get nothing, and you like it.
Failed video editors don't get all the Pokemon.
You're like, how do you know what I do for a living? We research. We know everything about you. We're Pokemon. That's really funny.
Yeah. So I was pretty pissed off about that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was gonna ask if you wanted to do some emails.
We can. Yeah. So I had a game we could play.
Okay.
It doesn't make a long game, but so do you like music, Jay?
Yeah, I love music.
Okay. Do you think Billboard magazine loves music?
Yeah.
Do you think Billboard magazine, I mean, they do the Billboard Top 100, Top 10, whatever. Do you think they have a clue what good music is?
No.
I was playing with someone. I think it's kind of a fun game. Try to pick the best Billboard year. Like a good Billboard year to be born in. We pulled the Billboard Top 10 and see what was popular then. Because let's say you were born in 1981 or something like that. The number one song of your year might have been like Wham.
Right.
Like Wake Me Up Before We Go Go, which is a song which just makes me think like I can't imagine there was a time ever where Wake Me Up Before You Go Go was the most popular song in the world or popular song in the U.S. Right? It seems to me that's a song that was always 10 years old and it was on Classic Rock Station. And you were like, oh, that's kind of catchy. It never could have been like, that's a phenomenon.
Right.
So let's pick up what year do you think would be a great year for Billboard?
74.
Okay.
You got Floyd, you got Zeppelin, you got Allman Brothers.
74?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull it up and let's see what the best songs of 1974.
Well, let's say most popular songs, not the best songs.
Well, Billboard magazine thinks it's the most popular. They crowdsource, and whatever song that everyone loves the most, you can argue that whatever the majority likes could be considered the best song.
No, you can't, because then Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran would be the best music of the last 10 years.
Did you know?
I know you like that.
So
Bieber song,
I didn't know this. Congress passed a law. Now this is about a year and a half ago. That every 5 songs on the radio now has to be by Ed Sheeran. It's unfucking believable how many times like every song is by him.
When I was studying to be on Beat Shazam, I was looking at the billboards. I don't know what Ed Sheeran sounds like, but I just saw he was at the top of the billboards for every week for the last 2 years.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, first of all, just to get a sense of how bad the Billboard is, let's look at 2016, the most recent year. I assume they don't have for 2017.
I probably don't even know most of the people on there.
Oh, this is July 29, 2017. Let me see. I don't know if they have for the year. Yeah, here it is. Hot Singles 2016. Listen to these songs. Justin Bieber, Sorry. Justin Bieber. Oh, this is number 1. Shit, I'm looking for like a top 10. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is it.
You're not doing a very good job at your own game.
I'm doing a fucking terrible job because sometimes you can't find the. I'm just trying to find the damn list. Whatever. This is October 1st, 2016. Okay, so a recent top 10 list.
Mm-hmm.
It's Closer by the Chainsmokers, 21 Pilots, Heathens, which I actually don't mind these two. The first one, Major Lazer, Cold Water, Cheap Thrills by Sia, Chainsmokers, Don't Let Me Down, DJ Snake featuring Justin Bieber, Let Me Love You, This Is What You Came For, Calvin featuring Rihanna. Don't you think we should end America at this point? Treat Yourself Better by Shawn Mendes, Ride by 21 Pilots, and Send My Love by Adele. That's horrible. Okay,
I also like how the top 10 has about 4 different artists in there.
Okay, it's just like basketball. Only 4 different artists have a shot of winning it all.
Right.
Okay, so you think 1974 is going to be a great year for music, right?
Yeah.
So, just take a guess. So let's see what the number 1 song is. I'm gonna try to guess what it is. I'll give you the artist. See if you can guess.
Okay.
What do you think? What would be number 1 for that year?
Oh crap!
You're wrong. You're wrong. Okay. It's by Barbra Streisand.
What? That didn't even. If you gave me 4,000 guesses, I wouldn't have came up with that.
That's why I didn't even let you guess that the most popular song, "The Way We Were" of 1974. That's what 1974. Everyone was clamoring for "The Way We Were" by Barbra Streisand. Number 2, Terry Jacks. Have you ever heard of Terry Jacks?
Nope.
Seasons in the Sun, the second most popular song of 1974. When there's all this amazing music, that's number 2.
I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable music-wise too. And
True or false? Love Unlimited Orchestra is a real band.
Yes, that is true.
That is true. With Love's Theme is number 3.
I couldn't tell you one song by them, but I know that's an actual thing.
Name a song by Redbone.
Leon Redbone?
It just says Redbone. I don't know what the fuck Redbone is.
No, can't name one song.
Come and Get Your Love. That's number 4.
Oh, I know that song.
Number 5 is by a real band you've heard of, Jackson 5.
Okay.
Guess the song.
ABC.
Dancing Machine.
I don't even know that one.
Number 6. Number 6 is was destined to be played at every bar mitzvah thereafter by Grand Funk Railroad, The Locomotion. That's also a song that I cannot believe was ever written. Just one of those songs like Happy Birthday I just assume was always there because I can't believe someone actually wrote the song.
That's also one of that would probably be like, I know about 4 Grand Funk Railroad songs and none of them are that.
Yeah, exactly. The next one is MFSB.
Wait, what?
MFSB. You don't remember listening to the best of MSFB? But their song, you know the song. The song is TSOP.
Not STOP? TSOP? I don't know what's happening anymore.
It's MFSB stands for Mother, Father, Sister, Brother. And their song was called TSOP, The Sound of Philadelphia. That was quite a long-lasting song. Number 8 was Ray Stevens' The Streak. Listen to number 9. We had to get to number 9 to get to Elton John, Benny and the Jets.
That is my least favorite Elton John song.
But that song is so much better than the first 8 songs.
It's
a pretty good song. It's not an
hate that
amazing song.
I really hate that song.
The next one's Mac Davis, One Hell of a Woman. Let me just, the first decent song on this goddamn list, and not if you don't think that the Elton John song, Band on the Run by Paul McCartney is 22nd.
Wow, all that good music, and that's also my least favorite Wings song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my favorite Wings song, but Ringo Starr is on 31. Okay, let's pick a different year. So that year is horrible, right?
Yeah, that was really bad. Let's
try to name a good year. Pick a different year.
Okay, it's got to be so much was going on in '68. You had the Doors, you had the Beatles,
Yeah, this is the height of the Beatles. The height of the Beatles.
You had CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
So first one is a Beatles song. Number one on the list. If you were born in '68, your song is by the Beatles. What's number one?
It's going to be a shitty Beatles song. It's going to be like Paperback Writer or something.
No, it's some people consider this the best Beatles song. You don't have to, but it's like you can. This is actually a pretty good year.
Wait, 68 was Abbey Road? Come Together?
No, Hey Jude.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the best Beatles song, but like a lot of people think that's one of the best Beatles songs.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good. So number two, Paul Moriarty. With Love Is Blue.
Okay.
Okay. The next is Bobby Goldsboro with Honey.
What is happening?
The next one's actually an amazing song. Otis Redding.
Dock of the Bay?
That's a great song. You don't tell me that's your least favorite Otis Redding song.
No. Did I get it? Did I guess it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. But this is a pretty good top 5. This is actually, you might have nailed the best top 10. Then there's the Rascals, People Got to Be Free, which whatever. But then Cream, right. Sunshine of Your Love.
Yep, great song.
And then Hugh Albert and Hugo Montenegro sing songs. And then number 9 is Mrs. Robinson by Simon & Garfunkel.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 is Archie Bells and Joe. So this year had arguably 1, 2, 3, 4 great songs in the top 10.
That's crazy.
I guarantee you cannot beat 4.
No, I don't think I can.
Let's just do one more year that we can move on.
Okay, one more. I'm going to say 1970.
The 80s. Let's
80s?
try the 80s.
Okay, 80s. I'm going to pick a year. Okay, here we go. 1984.
That seems like Police are pretty big. There's a lot of big stuff.
You had Van Halen's 1984.
Yeah, this should be a really good year. Okay. Number one of the best, probably the best Prince song.
Purple Rain?
I don't love Purple Rain. I think Purple Rain. Do you love Purple Rain?
No. I figured that's his most famous song.
When Doves Cry.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite Prince song. Number 2 is Tina Turner. What's Love Got to Do with It?
Okay.
I respect that being a great song, even if you're not a huge fan of Tina Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Third song is Paul McCartney duetting with Michael Jackson.
Oh, God.
If you could name this song, I'd be shocked.
I have the video in my head. It's really weird. Yeah, no. It's not.
Say.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, Kenny Loggins, Footloose.
Mm-hmm. It's a good song.
Footloose is big. Yeah. Phil Collins, Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now. That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
This actually is not a bad year, actually.
Yeah.
Van Halen, Jump.
Mm-hmm.
Lionel Richie, Hello, which, not a good song. Yes, Owner of the Lonely Heart. Right. I like that song.
Yeah.
Number 9, Ghostbusters by Ray Parker.
All right. It's a good song.
And then Karma Chameleon, Culture Club, which...
You know what? That's the best top 10.
This is the best. I don't think we can beat this. And then let's just pick one more, 1997. Just to see how much worse music has gotten.
Yeah, 91 and 92 were good years, but I think it was really downhill after that.
Okay, I'll do 91. Then we can move on.
91, you had Metallica's Black Album, Nirvana's Nevermind, Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Siamese Dream, Smashing Pumpkins.
None of those are in this.
Of course.
Use
Your Illusion, Guns N' Roses.
Do you remember what movie was pretty big then? I'll tell you the movie, you should get the song.
Okay.
Robin Hood.
Oh, the Ryan Adams song? Bryan Adams?
Yeah. Everything I do it for you. I don't know why. Did you see that Robin Hood movie?
If I did, I don't remember. I think I did. And it was just like, whatever. It was like a nothing movie. I
remember that Bryan Adams video better than I remember than lots of moments from my childhood.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That movie was on all the time.
It was always on.
Number 2, this list is actually like, I'd say this list, it didn't name any of the songs you mentioned, but for a list of then, like this kind of nails this music period to a certain extent. Number 2, Color Me Bad. What's the song, Jay?
I don't know.
I Want to Sex You Up. TikTok, Get Up, Stop. I mean, it's all like the music's getting bad here, but like
Yeah.
it's all like number 3, C&C Music Factory.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's the song?
Gonna make you sweat.
They didn't produce another song, so it has to be that song. 4 is Paul Abdul, Rush Rush. Number 5 is Timmy T, which I've never heard of.
No.
Number 6 is EMF. They're
Unbelievable.
yes. Number 7 is Extreme. This is actually better. This is actually a pretty good year. What's the Extreme song, Jay?
More than words.
Yeah, you're good at this. I can see why you were on a game show almost. Number 8 is High Five, which whatever. Number 9 is Surfish, which never heard of, and number 10 is Amy Grant. What's the song, Jay?
Baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
They just edged out Boys to Men, Motown Philly. Okay, we can move on for this.
So
What's the
basically,
emails?
pop music has always been crappy.
Pop music's always been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Though there were some decent ones that made it, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been pretty bad. Are you gonna go out and get? What if you were on that game show, and the winning song was by MFSB?
And knowing me, the winning song would be like a super popular one by like Eminem, and I just wouldn't know it.
By the way, I know we're not doing Knicks tonight, and I know you didn't want to spend. Jay didn't want to spend a whole episode talking about the Kyrie Irving trade that's never gonna happen to the Knicks.
Yeah.
But what would you do? How angry would you be from 1 to 10 if there's a trade worked out, it was a reasonable trade, and Melo vetoed it?
I mean, that's pretty much what's happening, isn't it?
I mean, well, that's not happening. They're not really going to trade Kyrie Irving to the Knicks unless the Knicks gave up like KP and like 5 draft picks.
Yeah.
I mean, they could. There's no trade clause. They could trade him to any team in the NBA. I'm pretty sure there are 20 other offers that could be at least arguably as good, if not better, than the Knicks offer.
Yeah, true.
But we can discuss on Thursday because nothing will happen, and we can just spend the whole show talking about Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like all Knicks fans just bought a lottery ticket, and they're like, "We're not going to win the lottery, but let's just pretend we did and dream about the winnings." Okay. Questions?
Yes. Let me pull those up.
Way to be prepared.
Do you know that comedian Jimmy Carr?
What is he British or something like that?
Yeah. He was on Roast Battle.
Yeah. He's funny.
He's a pretty famous comedian.
Yeah.
He told a joke, and he thought it was funny, and some people got really, really upset about it.
I mean, his humor is pretty like offensive but funny.
Right. I just,
Yeah.
sometimes even professional comedians say stuff that they think is innocent at the time, and it gets taken the wrong way. I just thought that was interesting.
The hell are you talking about, Jay?
I thought it was an interesting thing to bring up, that sometimes things are taken the wrong way.
What was the joke?
There's no joke.
What was the joke by Jimmy Carr that was taken the wrong way?
Oh, it doesn't even matter. We can move on.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Your entire story was about Jimmy Carr. What was this joke?
It was about disabled vets. And,
Okay.
he thought he saw some humor in it, and apparently people got very upset about it.
You know what? Here's just so on our Knicks Twitter account, someone that we interact with who we've actually had on our show, and he's not going to listen to the show. I'm not going to say anything about him, but someone had compared Knicks fans to like they said some people along the lines of like Knicks fans have like battered wife syndrome, and his response was you're joking about domestic violence, you're blocked.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Like, the person's not really making light of like it's like when someone calls Carmelo Anthony a cancer on the Knicks, you don't think he's really saying cancer's as silly as like basketball.
Yeah,
like
no,
you can make it.
Sometimes things are said and they're taken the wrong way.
I think people sometimes overreact a little bit. People are a little too PC about shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that like you like if you just say something, someone shouldn't just like misinterpret it and like ruin your whole life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even saying they shouldn't misinterpret it, but like Jimmy Carr explained himself and apologized, and people accepted that. So
this is since you're not going to say any more, this is the worst discussion ever.
Yeah,
Can
no, we can move on. I just
Okay.
I feel like the since the show is being monitored, maybe that can be brought to the attention of other people.
Okay. Whatever,
thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, "Hey Jay, you know how wildlife groups catch wild animals, tag them, and release them to keep track of their numbers? How much would Mark have to pay you as an annual salary for you to individually tag, capture, and release each of his ants?"
This is an email?
Yeah,
Who's this email?
it's from Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, I love you.
He is definitely the MVP of emails.
That would be. There were so many. You know what? Actually, since they came last time, I have not seen any ants in the office area where we're recording. So it's been pretty good actually. Oh, Jay, did you want to bring up the fact that we cannot be recording next? You're gonna do the show without me while I'm gone?
Depending on how my studies go, yes.
Okay, I'm going away, and Jay wanted to kill me because I'm going away for my fourth vacation of the year.
Fourth vacation of the year. I've gone on to this decade. Mark is going on to his fourth of the year.
I think I realize this has been a little bit excessive for the year, and it's.
You realize it's just over the halfway mark of the year. You're on your fourth vacation.
Yes, it is true. This one actually, luckily for us, my father-in-law is taking away the whole family, so this is not necessarily like. I don't know. This is the fourth vacation.
You're going on vacations at a quicker rate than I'm taking CPA tests.
Our nanny is then taking the following week of work off, because somehow she's doing that. I don't know. So we actually
Mark's nanny gets more vacations than I do.
She's taking 2 weeks in a row off, and then because she's gone, I'm gonna have to miss part of work the following week. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's really August is gonna be really ridiculous at work for me. This is just on a different topic. Do you know this is short, but do you know what the worst part about being a woman is?
Periods?
Yeah, that's pretty bad actually. There's a lot of worse parts, but I have to say one of the things that really defines the difference in the sexes, and it'll never get better for women, is porta potties.
Oh yeah.
I went with my wife to a concert recently, and they only had porta potties. She was she said basically the concert went from her having really a lot of fun, and then she had to use the porta potty. Didn't realize it was only porta potties, and she's like, "I'm sorry I drank." It's just it ruined her night almost going into the porta potty.
Yeah, those things are traumatic.
I'm like, I went in there. I just stood up and peed, and probably peed on the seat, and ruined some other woman's night.
Yep.
Okay, you can move on.
That was like when I went to Woodstock, and everyone thought it would be good times to throw toilet paper all over the crowd, during the finale of the first night. And then
because then there was toilet paper there the rest of the time.
No, because then they threw all the toilet paper for the next 2.5 days.
What did you do?
I spent 45 minutes going into every single porta potty in the entire thing and found one final one that had toilet paper in it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun. Alan writes, "Hi, guys. Alan from England. What countries have you visited? I visited about 20 countries. Also, when's the next Nick show?"
Next Nick show is Thursday, Jay?
Probably.
Why not?
I'm studying. I'm busy.
Oh, you've got shit to do. Come on. Yeah, I have vacation coming up. I have to get it in before the vacation.
I know. Screw your CPA. Mark's got vacations to take.
I could do it Tuesday or Monday if you want instead. But do you want to do it earlier or what works for you?
Later. I'm kind of in a borderline meltdown mode about my progress so far. So.
Okay, cool. I think I've been to 23 or 24 countries.
Of course you have.
Of course I have.
This year, right?
Yeah, I thought you meant just this year.
I've been.
You should pretend you're Jewish because I got sent to Israel for free because I was Jewish. They have this thing called Birthright Israel. You know what this is, right?
Yeah, you've talked about it before.
Oh yeah, we talked. They send you to Israel for free. That was one of my countries. Was just a free trip to Israel. How many countries have you been to, Jay? You've been to a bunch of countries, I bet.
I have visited. Are you counting just layovers at airports?
If you left the airport, it counts.
Okay, so those didn't count. I've been to 5 other countries. So,
I feel like an asshole, don't I?
A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
I bet your maid has been to more countries than me.
I bet you're right, actually.
Also, what were you doing on 9/11? Also, when did Jay start believing in conspiracy theories?
I was in law school at the time, and I was in constitutional law when I found out. And it was in the morning. I was really tired because I didn't, whatever. I stayed up late the night before. It was, and I remember someone came into our classroom and said a plane has flown into to one of the towers of one of the twin towers. And I was so tired, and I heard this, and it's hard to take in that you're being attacked by terrorism. So I was like, is the plane supposed to hit the building? Is that something I should have known was happening? Or I just had no ability to take it in right away until I realized what was actually going on.
I was actually supposed to move back to Quincy, Massachusetts. I was going to move from Long Island that day.
What were you doing in Quincy, Massachusetts?
After I finished school, I lived there for a year.
What did you do there?
I just worked.
Okay.
They're just doing temp jobs and stuff. Really.
My better question: Why did you move there?
Well, I was in Boston.
Oh, you were in Boston already. Okay,
yeah,
I thought you were moving. Yeah.
So me and a few friends decided we'd, basically, I think I told you about this house. We rented a 2-story house. There was 9 bedrooms and there's only 4 of us. So we had a theme room each. It was pretty sweet.
Okay.
So yeah, the night before I was doing a bunch of shots with my dad as going away thing, and I remember just being all hungover in the morning. My dad's like, "Get up and turn on the TV." I'm like, "Nope, hungover." He's like, "No, seriously, turn on the TV," because it was right after the first plane hit.
Oh my god.
So I watched the next one live. When did I start believing conspiracy theories? That day when the 3rd building fell.
Did you wait? You really? The 3rd building fell, and you immediately said, "This has to be the government doing it to ourselves."
I didn't think it was the government doing it, but the way it fell, I said that doesn't seem right, because all right. So there's chaos going on all over the place, and all of a sudden, every channel just focused on Building 7, and then it falls. How did they know to get their cameras ready for that?
Because they knew it was on the edge of falling. They could tell it was
on.
there were issues.
No, I don't think so. It's not like it was creaking or tipping or.
I don't believe
it's garbage.
You know what? I believe. So I don't believe the theories, but you know what I believe? I believe even less that you immediately on the spot were like, "This is suspect." I think you heard about these things a couple months later. You started hearing people saying, 9/11 was by the elves from Elfland. And you're like, that makes more sense to me. I think you adopted this theory later on, and you're pretending you thought you believed on that day. I don't think there's any chance you actually were watching this live and were like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree.
We're going to go back in time and find out, Jay.
And the last part of his question, did you see any of the Comic-Con trailers? I love the Justice League and Thor films. I don't watch trailers anymore because I feel like they always give away too much now. You
do? Oh, you know what the thing is? I love watching trailers in the movies.
After Don't Breathe, I feel like they ruined that movie for me. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one was Don't Breathe?
That was the one where the 3 people try and rob a blind guy's house.
Oh, what did the trailer give away?
That it went wrong, and that one person got shot, and who that person was who got shot. I don't know. I feel like the moment where
the trailer for Kaiser Soze is just for Usual Suspects, it's just Kaiser Soze at the end.
Right. All right, that is it for email. Twitter is BrinkOfSanity3. Forgot to ask for questions again.
We actively don't answer that question. Do we ever ask for questions on there?
I think I did once, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Facebook. Adam writes, after hearing Mark sing on Nick's pod, I had a vision of Marc, Jay, and Bryce singing karaoke version of Summer Girls by LFO, a fitting song as they were a trio, and the lyrics are humorous, nonsensical, and Larry Bird gets a mention to keep Jay happy. Would you guys do it? Ask again next week because Bry isn't here.
Okay, next week with Bry on the show, we will do it.
Jaime writes, so Jay, can we talk gaming? Are you going to get the PS4 so you can play Crash Bandicoot or The Last of Us 2? Yes, I'm going to get a PS4 when I finish the CPA, and I am definitely getting both of those games.
You could have just skipped that question, but go on.
Jaime writes, Marc and Jay, let's go Mets and get rid of everyone else before the deadline.
That sounds like a plan to me. The Mets, they're not going anywhere, so play the young guys.
He also writes, if you were able to switch bodies with someone, who would it be and why?
For how long? Like a day or like forever? Let's go for a day. You can switch bodies for one day with someone. It doesn't have to be today. It could be like you can switch bodies with LeBron James if you want during the NBA season. Whatever you want. What would you do?
I would probably switch bodies with Porzingis.
Like for one game, just to be 7, or you just want to see what it's like to be 7-3.
See what it's like to walk around the streets, towering over everybody, actually dunk a basketball. That would be fun.
It'd be kind of cool to switch bodies with like Kevin Durant, because you'd be that tall, and you also like you're a champion, and like to be able to play like his size, his level would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Or I'd switch bodies with Donald Trump and fix everything in that one day.
Jay just started watching Game of Thrones first season, 2 episodes. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Why is it so popular? Give it a few more episodes. The first couple are introducing all the characters and setting the stage and stuff.
I was talking to someone yesterday, actually, who's a big fan of Game of Thrones also, and they said like they thought that the first season really isn't that great. It gets better after the first season.
It does get better.
Yeah, I would agree, because I was thinking about like the first season's good. Like it took me to episode 5 to start really getting into it because there's so many characters, and the end of the first season's good. Like something happens big, but it gets a lot better thereafter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosario writes, how do I legally adopt someone in New York City?
Are you legally adopting Jay? Because then let's go through it. Let's figure it out for you. Jay, here's a question. If one of our listeners was rather well off and said he'll give you an allowance if you agree to be his son, would you let him adopt you? Like let's say like Rosario wanted to adopt you.
It sounds a little creepy.
It does.
Yeah. Rosario writes, Jason, I make around $67,347. I like how he says around and gives.
Yeah, I was gonna say around.
And I always have to pay the IRS about $3,400 when it's time to do my taxes. Is my accountant being lazy, or is this normal? I have 0 dependents and don't own property. If so, what can I do to minimize the amount I owe to the IRS?
Wait, why are you paying? Assuming you're an employee, not a contractor. If you're a contractor, then Jay can figure this out. But if you're an employee, aren't they taking taxes out of your paycheck each week?
Yeah, you should make sure your deductions are right. I mean, you should have 001 for your deductions, and if you don't, that could be the problem, because it sounds like they're just not taking out enough. You shouldn't be paying that much at all.
The benefit of that, if you're not getting a penalty, you're basically the government's giving you an interest-free loan for the year until April.
True, but it really sucks in April.
Yeah, no, it sucks in April. Yeah, I went through it, but yeah.
Rosario writes, what is the best tasting food you had in New York? Somewhere I can go myself, food or dessert?
Best tasting food in New York.
I mean, dessert, Martha's Bakery on Ditmars in Astoria is amazing. Food-wise, you probably have to narrow that down to, like, what kind of food. I mean, I don't know. Astoria has so many good places.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's, like, I love food, but I'm not, like, there's nothing I can say, like, this is, like, the best food. Like, if someone came to New York and was like, can you take me to the best food? I'm not a good tour guide. I mean,
like I said, if you narrow it down to, like, a type of food, I could do that, but I wouldn't, you know.
I mean, if someone came to New York and was like, you don't necessarily have to give me the best food here, but I want to take a cuisine like tour of New York. What kind of things would you take them to?
I would take them to my favorite Italian place, my favorite ramen noodle place.
Would you take them to one of the halal guys? I feel like the halal guys are like very New York. Like you should have some halal guy food.
Yeah, you gotta have Rafiki's.
Rafiki, is that the one on like 53rd or something?
There's a lot of them. It's the red truck.
Because there's one like on 53rd or 54th, like on like around 6th Avenue, which of all the ones, there's always a gigantic line. Like you go there at 2 a.m, there's like 60 people online. Like it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about or no?
No. No.
Oh, there's one like in Midtown that's like insanely popular.
I like Rafiki's more than all the rest of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll look for a review. It's the red truck?
Yeah, the red truck, yellow lettering. Their lamb is better than anybody else's.
Oh. Okay, I'll try it next time I see it.
Eros writes, guys, I just got an iPad Pro 12.9, and wow, such an amazing device. It's fucking awesome. What laptops or computers do you use, and do you regret getting them?
You know what I do regret getting? We have like a... What do I have here? I have without shutting my computer off. I have a Asus, whatever. It's a fine laptop, but it was like whatever model I was getting, it was like maybe $500, and the next model up was $600. And the only real difference was that it had a touchscreen. And I was like, oh, that's cool. We'll get a touchscreen. And a friend of mine was like, you'll never ever use a touchscreen on a laptop. It's the dumbest thing you could possibly get.
Yeah.
And I'll never ever use it. Like, we bought it and I've never used it. Like, it's the stupidest thing ever to get a touchscreen on a laptop.
I don't have a laptop. I use an iMac just because it's the easiest thing to do for podcasting.
Okay.
What is the biggest injury you had?
Biggest injury. I've sprained my ankle a number of times. Beyond that, I've never had any bad injuries.
I sprained my ankle real
sprains,
bad,
but...
like really, really bad.
Yeah, but beyond that, I haven't had anything really bad.
You broke your nose?
Now, I'm sure I'll get injured next, but
You broke your nose?
I broke my nose. I actually had an elbow injury where I had to have elbow surgery.
Okay.
So that actually was something that was annoying, and yeah, so I had that.
Eros writes, name a time you almost went to jail.
July 4th, a number of years ago, got pulled over the cops and was drinking, but it had been a while since I drank, and I blew like a .03, whatever it was. But I was freaking out that I ended up going to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? I think I might have mentioned it on the show before. What about you?
Probably the time my roommate set that room on fire and tried to blame me. I feel like I was a lot closer to going in with him than I realized.
I figured you were going to mention that story.
Yeah. I feel like I was very close that day.
Okay.
Liam writes, people, what is going on? First, Chris Cornell from Audioslave commits suicide. Now, today, Chester Bennington, the lead singer from Linkin Park. Later this year, Steven and Bry. What the fuck is going on? How can you have everything yet be so depressed enough to want to end it all, not to mention they had money and family and talent?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to have severe depression, but...
Yeah, that's crazy. And the guy from Linkin Park killed himself on Chris Cornell's birthday.
Oh. You think that was related?
I don't know. They were good friends.
Oh, man. So, Jay, would you want to be a rock star?
Yeah.
Okay. If I could say you could be a rock star, but you have to also have severe depression, would you be up for it?
No, that takes all the fun out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. But like, I feel like maybe like it somehow goes well. Like, people who are really artistic, maybe part of their being artistic is like, this is how they're like dealing with their severe anguish.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of doing comedy is dealing with your issues.
Yeah. So, what if you can, for 5 years, you could be super famous, and then your fame will just go away. But in those 5 years, you'll have depression, but then the depression will go away also. Would you do it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it would still sound like it'd be fun. I feel like you could deal with the depression.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't end up killing yourself, then you're set for life. I mean, if you're that famous, like, it's basically like, just get through it, and then like you're set for life.
Would you like what's his name, Antoine Walker, the basketball player who had $100 million contract and ended up bankrupt?
Yeah.
Would you want to go through that experience, or would you rather not have ever had?
I'd probably rather not have had it.
Yeah, because that would really suck if you were like, I'm now like struggling and I have nothing financially, but at some point I had $100 million.
Yeah, you gotta be like kicking yourself.
That's gotta be fucking. Yeah, at least that would. If he killed himself, you'd be like, oh, I could see that.
Liam writes, if you guys had to bet money, which of you three dies first? I think we did that last episode, and we all picked Bry.
Oh, did we do that? I guess I would pick Bry, but yeah, I realized we did that question right.
Bry would agree with that too.
Yeah, I think Bry would have volunteered himself before we spoke.
Liam writes, guys, what is with Amazon Stick or Roku coding program to get any movie 1080p free. That sounds awesome. I waste like $30 a month on Amazon Prime new movies. Why do we have this? Sounds fucking awesome.
You can Google it. There's I think it's a pretty easy thing to set up yourself. Actually, it's called it's with a K. You know what's it called, Jay?
Coney?
Code, is that what it is?
I think so. My friend just did it. He said it works.
I don't know. I was at someone's house. They had it, and so some the movies that are actually in the theater, a lot of them are not in DVD quality, which kind of eliminates. You really want to watch something in the theaters that's not DVD quality?
Right. Not really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about watching most of the movies in the theater, so I'm not as into doing it either.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the theater right now that you'd be really happy that you could watch at home on TV?
If it was good quality?
Yeah, good quality. What would you watch?
I want to see the new Planet of the Apes.
Okay. How was the second one? I saw the first one was pretty good. How was the second one?
Good. They both been very good so far.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot. I should see the second. Yeah.
All right, we got 3 minutes. Jason writes, just had a friend come back from Colombia. He said that the girls are out of this world, pretty with perfect fit butts and breasts. He said you can get any of them for money, and it's perfectly cool, as if you're buying candy. It's totally acceptable in their society. Guys, when are we planning a brink trip to get some beautiful escorts? I heard Germany and Colombia and Dominican Republic are the lands to go. Not Thailand, that for some perverted shit we talking women here, we ain't getting any younger guys. P.S. He sent me pics of the girls he was with, and dude, wow, if these girls came to America, they would get a husband fast. I gotta say, 2/3 of the girls on Chatterbait are from Colombia. There's something going on over there.
Here's a question for you. So let's say you went to Colombia, you don't have the girlfriend, you're totally down to get the prostitute and buy, but you have to, let's just say, I guess is he saying that they're all prostitutes, or just saying if you say you have money, they'll sleep with you and you can give them money, you can just turn any girl into a prostitute? What is
yeah?
What
I
do you think he's saying?
I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I think he's saying. Do you think you could do that? Not morally or anything like that. Do you think I feel like I would stumble over and be I was told I could give you money for sex. I would just be so awkward about doing that.
Yeah, no, I would be terrible at that.
I'd be I have $100 bill. What you do for me? I'd be the fucking worst.
Yeah, no, I couldn't pull that off. You need confidence to do that.
I bet he's right. I bet they are hot there.
Rosaire writes, best birthday gift you have got.
Best birthday gift. I have two that tie. I had my wife for my 30th birthday. She threw me a surprise 30th birthday, and it was pretty cool. There were tons of friends of mine, and it was a really cool she pulled off a pretty cool surprise 30th birthday. And then some girl I dated before that got me a foosball table for my birthday, which was kind of cool. But it was that was when I was in Atlanta, and I sold the foosball table when I moved because we've been kind of we were no longer together. It's been kind of a weird thing to have kept.
Right. Yeah, my girlfriend did the same thing. I think my 31st birthday, she pulled off a surprise party. It's very cool.
Okay.
Cool. Jason writes, what is the best credit card to use in terms of buying everything from grocery and getting everything in order to get points back in cash? And also, what is the best two movies you've seen in 2017?
I think if you travel a lot, there's a lot of good deals. But if you don't travel that much, I have Capital One. They give you $2 for basically 2 points per dollar. You get basically 2% back on everything, which is
Chase Freedom. I think gives you even more for groceries and stuff.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Do they give you? But do they give you a 2 points on everything else, or is it just grocery and just gas?
I think they give you 2% on everything, but then groceries and stuff like that is 5%.
Oh, maybe I should look into that.
And I don't even think I've seen 2 movies in 2017.
What's the last good movie you've seen?
I don't even know.
Oh, I saw that movie that did you ever see the one what was that movie? The horror one that wasn't a horror. The Key and Peele one.
No, I didn't see that yet. I heard that was good.
Yeah, that was the best one I've seen this year.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything that came out this year yet. 2 more. Jason, can I pay someone else college bill and use it on my taxes? Someone who is not my dependent, because New York City have a tax credit for paying a college bill as a girlfriend or friend. No, you cannot do that.
That is brought to you by a tax professional.
That is a gift, and you cannot deduct that.
Can you make your girlfriend a dependent by adopting her?
I don't think so.
You can't. If you adopt her, can't she be your dependent?
Mm,
And if you legally adopt your girlfriend, can you keep sleeping with her?
yeah, that gets a little sticky. Most money you ever lost, as in your wallet or cash, that fell out.
I once had like $60 or $70 like stolen from me. That was.
Yeah, it's not like just losing though.
Yeah, I'm from falling out. I'm sure I had I'm sure I lost a $20 bill or something, but nothing that really.
Yeah, I think 20 is probably the most.
I mean, how much money are you gonna lose?
Yeah. All right. I know we had a shorter show today, but I do have to run. So thank you for listening, everybody. We will be back. Well, I'll probably be back before Mark because he's traveling the world yet again.
I thought we were going to be doing on the brink. Yeah, I'm not coming back for next week.
Yeah.
So
thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, brinkofsanity3 on Twitter, brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. And yeah, we'll be back soon.
Bye, bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave.